Okay, good morning, everyone. We're a couple minutes early, but I think we'll start here. We have everybody here. I'm gonna call to order the special meeting on March 14th at 2:25 at 7 a.m. Just so everybody knows, Spencer, can you please say you're here, please?
Here, yeah.
James, can you please say you're here, please?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, so we have two on phone. One is sick and one is in another country. And then we have the other three board members present, so we have a full we're all in attendance, okay? So, we'll start with the boiler, elementary boiler. Dr. Lukens, you wanna talk about that?
Yeah, on Monday I took the boiler gearbox down to, a shop that deals with those type of issues. They did tell us that was the original gearbox from 1938, and it is shot. So the gears are all stripped out, and so they've had to go and find different gearbox that maybe is in better shape, that was in a scrap heap that they knew of. And so they're redoing and rebuilding that housing. And so that's the process on that one. There was the company from Dickinson came. They ended up having to be here for 2 nights. So just so the board's aware that there'll be an overnight on that bill when it comes in. Plus sucking out all the coal to get the auger clear. And the auger was fixed just before I got here. And so that was repaired, and so there's we're anxious to see what kind of shape the auger's in, because we were told when the auger went in that, you know, it's a patch job to try to keep the thing going for a while, but we'll have to look at that, so. We're getting into that, that just got done this week. Then the high school boiler, that's on that one too, right? The gearbox on the high school boiler, as fate would have it, went. We did have issues with that in August when we were doing our summer testing on it. We thought we may have to take that in, but then, you know, for some reason, it started working. I wasn't there when it started working, but they got that figured out. And then it wasn't until, you know, here now in March that it went out again. So I'm dressed in jeans and a sweatshirt because I'm driving to center with another gearbox, to get it fixed so we can get the high school boiler going. That isn't gonna shut down per se, because you gotta just continually be pulling the ashes off of the stokers. So they're regularly going, the custodians are regularly going in there and pulling the ashes off the stokers, so we don't have to go to fuel oil yet. We have about 6 weeks left of, 5 weeks left of when we normally shut off the boilers. So we're hoping to be able to make it through and not have to go to fuel oil because of the expense. But that's the status of the boilers. Going as of now that I know.
Okay, and when everybody gets back here, that building committee's gonna get together and start coming up with a plan of how we're gonna proceed.
Well, actually, we're working with Core Solutions.
Okay.
So their engineer's been multiple times looking at our boiler, looking at different assessments to try to complete your review of what it would take and cost and those type of things. We've had, I think Corey Brown is the engineer, and he's been coming in earnest, I think three times since the last meeting. We talked the priorities, I believe, I can't remember the exact day, but the guy who came and presented, Chris, we talked through the priorities of the board, as we went through the district-wide energy audit. And so, yeah, they are aware of the boiler issue and they're working through it.
Okay, but again, we need to be aggressive on this, so. Any other discussion on the, anybody else have a question? Or something to add on the boiler?
I just hope that the, building committee is expanded to include community people.
Suggestion, we'll move forward with that, okay, anything else?
Yep.
They say
Did you
something?
say that was the ash auger on the high school, or is that the coal auger?
Yes, but that's the ash auger or the coal auger.
Oh, yeah, it's the,
It's a ash one.
it's the ash auger.
Okay.
Yep, so they're pulling the ash out manually.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, any other comments on the boiler? Okay, air conditioning unit?
Oh, yeah, they're just working on the bids. I've had multiple contractors. It'll be at your April meeting. You'll get to decide. You'll know how much it costs at that point. You know, at this point, but we've had 2 contractors be in touch with me. You'll be informed of how much that's gonna cost at your next meeting when you open the bids.
And then we can kind of decide as to, like, if we want them or not, or I mean, depending upon boiler issues and things or whatever, right? I mean, that's up to, that will be our prerogative at that time, correct?
You have the ability to refuse bids.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you didn't
Yeah, kind of.
enter into any contract, you
Yeah,
did a call for bids.
Mhm.
And
I just-
so
yeah.
Yeah, the whole
you
idea.
solicit the bids, they bring you the bids, and then you can refuse them.
I was just clarifying.
The whole idea from our perspective, I remember too, is we just really were more or less very curious in what it was gonna look like cost-wise to do it.
Okay. Anything else on that matter? Okay, all right, we have the superintendent evaluation in front of you. We reviewed it, and so I would first accept the motion to accept that, and second, then we can discuss if you'd like.
I'll make a motion to accept the superintendent evaluation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, who was that, Spencer?
Yep.
Okay, Spencer seconded. A motion by Colette, second by Spencer, that we accept the superintendent evaluation. Any discussion?
Without having any opportunity to read through this, I thought we were to have stuff from, about the principal's issues in here.
It's in there.
Okay.
He didn't bold it, it's in there. I asked about that yesterday too.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not bolded, because
Yeah,
it's
he's
not
got
in
it
there.
bolded, that's all.
And then I couldn't find it, and I was
Yeah.
like, I swear I put it in there, and
Yeah,
then I
it's in
went
there,
back to
it's
it.
in there, as directed by the evaluation, it's in there. Any other questions? Discussion? Discussion? Discussion. All those in favor of accepting this report, please say aye. Okay, opposed? Motion passes. Okay, all right, last item on the agenda. We received this from Dr. Lukens yesterday, March 13th, 2025. As of today, I've submitted a resignation and a release letter negotiated through my personal attorney and board attorney. Thank you for your trust in me for the last 2 years. I wish you nothing but the best in finding my replacement. I have suggested to the B Legendary team that they need to be in touch with board leadership while being part of the process. I believe that you have clear stated goals and guardrails for a new superintendent to follow. It will be much easier for them to start on the right track. Submitted, Dr. Robert Lukens. Okay, I would, you all got a copy of the resignation and release form, so I would start by asking for a motion to accept the resignation and release form.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation and release form.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
And that was Spencer again?
Yes.
Okay, properly moved by Colette, second by Spencer to accept the resignation and release form. Discussion.
As a business, which we are, I think it would be incredibly irresponsible to accept this resignation and release form. Especially number 3. If we took number 3 off, it would be much better. I don't see, if he was walking out the door today, it'd be different, although I still wouldn't like it. But there's 3.5 months left, and I don't see how we can just blanket say is released from anything.
Actually, number 3 releases, he can't do any claims against us.
Yeah.
It's not him, it's releasing, he cannot do any claims or anything against us. This was written up, I mean, and I didn't see this either until just yesterday when everybody got it. And speaking with Mr. Anderson, but that is, and he even last night, to double check, he called her and he had me witness and listen to her, and she said, she put this in to protect us. He could not do any claims or anything against the district. It doesn't say nothing, we aren't releasing him. I don't expect to, but if, we could still do something towards him if he wanted to. This is releasing, and he cannot do anything towards us. She said, why would you ever wanna take that out of there? Cause that's protecting us.
This company represents 80 schools in North Dakota, they specialize in this, and she said they write these all the time, and she actually had a couple things taken out that protect us, and she believes this is wonderfully written, so, I guess I have trust in that, I have trust in the lawyers that will defend that, and, I think that, it is, they have, she said that this is a very standard contract that they would do in this situation.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
That was James. Spencer, do you have anything to add?
Again, I'm always a proponent of being, following legal counsel. I think it's irresponsible to not follow legal counsel, and, again, I have no reason to believe that Ms. Bruner would direct us in an incorrect way in matters like this, so I think that if she's putting those costs in for protection of the school district, I see that as only a positive thing.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. Any more discussion?
Well, I also don't like the payout of the vacation, I think that's gonna cause you more issues.
Payout of the what?
Aren't we legally obligated to do that anyways?
Yes, that's what she did say, because vacation days were included in his contract.
It's like if I left my job or anything if I had outstanding vacation days, they would pay those out to me. I thought that was pretty standard, no matter what job you had. I thought that was just, if you have outstanding vacation days and you resign or quit, like, unless you're getting terminated, I'm pretty sure we're obligated to pay those out internally. I believe so.
So what you're saying is that our contract is wrong?
No, our contract includes vacation days, correct? So
His,
if he has vacation days that are currently being held, that say he has 4 vacation days right now, I don't know how many he has, but like if he has them available right now and he leaves and then he still has those as a balance, aren't we legally obligated to pay those?
right, at the end, only to see what's left.
Right,
Right,
but
if
it's,
he takes them and at the end he doesn't have any left, then we don't, because he doesn't have it.
She said that was governed by law.
so my question remains, does that mean that our contract is wrong?
What do you mean, our contract?
The contract, because it says instead of as provided for in provision 6 of his contract.
Can I speak on that?
Yes, you may.
Okay, yes, she is right. Contract does not provide does not comply with state law on the stipend for it. So I was aware enough of the negotiations to know that the stipend as written in the contract was not compliant with state law, and therefore the attorneys had to allow for that. That would be the same with any contract. With any contract.
That's why she,
That
okay,
would-
so that's why she said according to law, we have
To law.
okay.
So, in negotiations, as a negotiator, if
someone were to come with that at the table as a professional negotiator, and I were to be advising any group, I would tell them, you have to comply with this, because it's just part of the law, and the contracts have not been updated over time within the law. And so this is basically just an update to your contract that came because of a legal review.
Okay, any more discussion? Any more discussion? Any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor, let's do this. You both can hear me, correct? Spencer and James?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna do this as the roll call vote. So we're gonna do this as a roll call vote to approve this, resignation and release form. So Zane, would you please do roll call?
Reed,
Yes.
Colette,
Yes.
Vanessa,
I am voting no, but I am voting no based on the fact that I don't have time to understand this as thoroughly as I'd like to.
Spencer,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Okay, with a vote of 4-1, the motion passes. We will accept the resignation and release form from Dr. Lukens. Thank you for your service to our school, and we wish you nothing but the best. Okay, so now, before I adjourn, let's have a motion to, we need to start the process to look for a new superintendent.
All right, I make a motion that we advertise immediately.
Okay, motion made to advertise immediately, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion made by Colette, second by Vanessa to advertise immediately, so let's just talk about, salary range. You know, Colette and I just did a little bit of homework yesterday when I called her and told her to look up what our ad said last year, so go ahead and talk a little bit.
Yeah, I couldn't find the exact ad yet right away, but I did find it in our minutes. We had, roughly there was a range of 125 to 150. And then basically after that, we just listed in there that, you know, of course, there's full TFFR, you know, there was X amount of, whether it's vacation days, personal days, X amount of days that would be for professional development, you know, and things like that, memberships to, you know, so we can possibly go back and find the actual ad, but that was kind of the range. I guess that's the biggest thing that they look
Yep.
for, than that, we could just say benefit, you know, a benefit package to.
You can always use the word negotiable too, right?
Right, yes, and then of course you always put behind the wages that it's negotiable depending upon, you know, experience and I guess they're also their education, so it's whatever range you feel comfortable with, cause then we could have, Teresa Grover could list it right away today, then if she has to have a range.
Okay, any discussion on the range? Vanessa, do you have an opinion on the range, or you okay with what we did last time, or
It's high, but. I don't
wanna
know.
lower it?
We can make it a bigger range,
Make it a bigger range, yeah.
I mean, if you wanna go like 115 to 150, or,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think we're gonna.
Okay, Spencer or James, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, if we make it larger, that's fine, it's just at the end of the day, we have to be competitive too, so. Yeah, I agree.
So you want a range of 115 to 150?
Everybody good with that?
Amend the motion.
I'll have to amend that, so,
Okay.
would you do that, please, just amend to one,
I move to amend the motion to 115 to 150.
okay, second?
I'll second.
Okay, probably move second to amend from 150, amend the motion to read 115, we're basically taking out 125 and adding 115, so it's happening here, so the high number stayed the same, correct? So we are substituting 115 for 125,
115 to 150, yeah.
115 to 125.
Right.
Okay, the bottom number. Any discussion? Discussion? All those in favor of amending that, please say aye. Opposed? Okay, everybody voted yes? Okay, so now we're back to the discussion. We are opening up Position of superintendent for Harvey Public School with a range, with a salary of 115 to 150. And then with all the other packages and with all the other packages before, and then it's negotiable. Any discussion?
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I do think we should consider again the possibility of sharing the superintendent.
I know, I think it's kind of a consideration, but at the same time, I feel like we need to get our house in order. The one to the west of us is a part-time one, and I'm not 100% sure, but from what I heard, I think the one from the east resigned yesterday. So, I guess I wouldn't be comfortable with someone brand new trying to, first of all, you could never be able to get co-op paperwork done in that amount of time to do for this year. I'm not opposed to it in the future, I just don't think we have the option at this time to get this done. I guess I just know how long it took the Goodrich district just to try to co-op together with McCluskey, and it took a long time for them to do that. I just don't think that's something we could get done with also not getting everything together.
Co-op or just sharing superintendent?
Well, I guess you could say it's sharing superintendents, but, you know, we'd have to see, but I guess I just don't feel comfortable with it yet. I feel like we have,
Okay, so that's,
but
the motion
that's just
on,
my opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody else?
the motion on the floor is to open up, for
Yeah.
115,000, so it's kind of off, so we have to, and that's something we can definitely talk about. We'll see what happens here, we can put it on our discussion for, but again, all right, I gotta do what's on the agenda here. The motion is that we are going to open up, the superintendent position for Harvey Public School District with a salary range of 115 to 150. Any discussion? Discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. That will get done today by our business manager assistant, and that will get put in. And again, we have a challenge in front of us, but we will do the best we can to fill this position. And, we thank you all for coming this morning. And again, thank you, Dr. Lukens, for your, 2 years of service. And, the meeting is adjourned. At 7:20.
oh,